This girl has a boyfriend, but she still thinks of baking with someone else. In fact, her boyfriend is late. He is so bored that he struggles to earn money again. Therefore, he never cares about the feelings of his lover. He only takes her out to take a picture of a life-saving bubble wrap. Vivien is a fifth-year student of an ordinary middle school. She has a special hobby with 2 majors in psychology. Vivien's boyfriend's name is Steve, an outstanding swimmer in the school's club. Meanwhile, his friend named Roy has a pretty bad grade. He often argues with the coach. Roy has a cool mind, but his family is poor. If he can improve his situation, he will lose his scholarship, which means going to college is a luxury. On the way home, Vivien is happy with her best friend. The girl seems proud because her boyfriend is handsome and talented. But in the past, just words seemed like Vivien was just feeling safe and calm. But this is not really love and happiness. Being born in a rich family with money with Vivien has never been a worry. Although her father often has to go on long business trips, he always pays close attention to the 2 mothers. Instead of putting a lot of hope and pressure on her daughter, he only advises Vivien to do what she likes, whether she goes to college or not. In contrast to her middle school friend, Roy's life is very tough. He lives in a small house with his sister and father. Roy's mother passed away early, so his father had a hard time raising his 2 siblings. Therefore, he put a lot of hope in Roy's swimming achievements. That inadvertently created a lot of pressure for him. The 2 fathers often went back and forth over it. Every time Roy chose to leave to end the argument. That night, when Vivien was sitting in class and meeting Koit-san, she suddenly heard a car stop in front of her. She looked out the window and saw her mother walking out of the car. Vivien suspected that she was hiding behind her father's back. Not to avoid her sadness, Vivien texted her boyfriend. However, Steve did not answer because he was busy meeting at the club. Later, after her mother was taking a shower, Vivien pressed her phone to watch. As expected, there was a lot of intimate messages with other men. All the beautiful images of the brave mother and daughter quickly collapsed. The next morning, after Steve came home, Vivien was disappointed that he was only busy with training, but never stayed at home. Steve thought his girlfriend was worried about the exam, so he hugged Vivien to encourage her. Following the address and the message of Vivien's mother to a restaurant, she was shocked to see her kissing a hairy hand. Sad, she avoided Vivien turning around. She was accidentally chased by a group of young people. While Vivien was afraid of not knowing what to do, Roy suddenly appeared to untie the rope. Then he happily took her home. The next day, the graduation exam took place. Vivien came to the room but could not focus. The image of a happy family was about to collapse, making her look like a lost soul. Vivien decided to leave the exam by bike to her close friend's house, holding a bottle of her sticky wine for a while. However, there was still not enough courage to talk. The 2 people were the same age, but turned in different directions. While Vivien had a headache because of love, Roy had a headache because of money. Just got home, the girl asked him to read a story for her to sleep. The girl asked her mother if she had ever read a story for him. Those questions made Roy's heart heavy. After the girl fell asleep, he carried her to the swimming room of the school. Hitting Roy's eyes was an unbelievable sight. Steve was having a heart-to-heart conversation with the coach. When he saw Roy was so scared, he tried to persuade his teammate not to reveal this to the public. In return, Roy will be able to participate in the competition with the team to qualify for the scholarship. However, Roy still had goosebumps because he felt terrible. He left without any agreement. Vivien was now getting ready for the ceremony. Then, the 2 of them came to attend a makeup party. Roy also appeared here by accident. He wore a mask close to Vivien and danced with her. Suddenly, there was a noise of a fight. Roy ran out and saw his friend being beaten. The other guy suspected that he was eating food, so he used violence to question him. The more Roy did not fight, the more he hit the opponent without hesitation. Fortunately, Vivien came to persuade Roy to go out before the police arrived. The 2 of them walked around the street at night talking in the sky, under the sea, comfortable, and then confessed their feelings to the opponent. Vivien saw Roy bleeding, hurriedly ran to find the eyes, but when he came back, he was no longer there. The girl looked up at the spinning wheel, her eyes twinkled, and in her head appeared Roy's wild fantasies. When he got home, he didn't even care about Steve's message. He threw his phone over Vivien's shoulder with a lot of thoughts. The next morning, Roy came to the practice room very early. The coach was very concerned, giving Roy a lot of advice. The most important thing is to leave the fear behind. Roy stood in front of the swimming pool, looking around, seeing Vivien standing on the platform, determined to drown in blood. Finally, Roy did it too. Bang bang went all the way over Steve's best score. The coach felt very proud of Roy, but in Steve's eyes, he was full of jealousy. He shook his head a little bit. Steve advised Vivien to go somewhere last night but did not reply to the message. Vivien was bored to death, She asked Steve if he cared about her graduation exam. "Why can't you ask one question? Why did you quit the exam?" But Steve didn't do anything to comfort him. He let Vivien stand there looking for the coach. Steve only cares about himself. Vivien's story is nothing. When Steve came home, he was worried about his daughter's exam. Vivien told him the truth about her quitting the exam, because in her head, there were pictures of her with another man. But he was not surprised, because her parents decided to divorce a year ago. They just didn't have time to wait for their daughter to go to college and then take her to court. Vivien felt extremely frustrated and miserable. When her parents were still hiding from her, who could she trust? Just then, Steve texted to announce that he would come to Rome to participate in the competition. He hoped that Vivien would wait for him to come back. To surprise her boyfriend and to make up with him, Vivien secretly went to Steve's house in Rome. She told her boyfriend that she left her stuff in the room, but instead of giving him the key, she took Vivien to the room. Luckily, she met Roy, so she was not exposed. Vivien realized that he was her boyfriend, so everything went well. This must be fate. Many times when Vivien was in trouble, Roy appeared to solve the problem. After returning to Roy's room, he strongly invited Vivien to go for a walk. The two walked together with some love stories. Vivien had a strange feeling when she was with Roy, not only comfortable, but she also felt a joy that was hard to describe in words. After walking in the street, they swam on the lake. The couple kept bringing this story to another story, sharing their personal views on love. While talking about love, Vivien tried to contact Steve, but he did not pick up the phone. So she decided to go for a drink with Roy. The two of them pretended to be tenants to avoid pain. Roy told Vivien about his mother. She was the one who taught him to swim since he was a child. Unfortunately, his mother died in a swim. Since then, Roy has always tried to pursue his dream of becoming a professional swimmer. While the wind was blowing, the staff found the couple drinking, so they held hands and ran to the pool. Roy took Vivien to a pool. They took off their long-sleeved shirts and took a bath together. This scene is exactly like what Vivien imagined in a place full of kisses and kisses with her lover. After returning to Vivien's room, he suddenly saw Steve sleeping with the coach. Three sides of the same coin. What disappointed her more than Roy also knew the story was that for a long time, she was the only one who was stupid. Roy ran to her to explain to Vivien. He did not hide it on purpose. He just did not have a chance to say it. But Vivien did not listen. Instead, she said some insulting words. Roy did not avoid getting angry and returned to the hotel. Vivien was so angry that she lost her temper. She chased after Roy and was not lucky to be hit by a car. Vivien was in pain. It was like the time his mother had an accident at sea. Vivien was taken to the hospital in a state of unconsciousness. Her parents were also there to wait for the doctor's result. Roy, because of that, left the competition. He returned home to work as a mechanic in his father's garage. Brian also did not blame his son half a word. Now he understood the pressure that Roy had to go through. Every day after work, Roy would come over to visit Vivien. He turned on the music she listened to together before. Roy had just left Vivien's competition to wake up. However, her brain was damaged, so some memories and knowledge were no longer there. The doctor advised Vivien's parents to create conditions for her to recover naturally. Absolutely avoid making Vivien emotional. They spent all the time together taking care of the girl. Gradually the love returned to the warmth as before. After returning home, Roy and Vivien found a photo in the closet. It reminded her of the night of the accident. But everything was not clear, making Vivien think she was with Steve. The close friend did not think so. She came to meet Roy to clarify the love. Roy admitted that he was with Vivien, but he said that his relatives were all because of him, that he met something bad. So he did not dare to face Vivien. Just let everything end here. Brian knew the story of his son's amnesia. Everything happened because of fate. He had no fault at all. After taking Vivien out for dinner, Roy, with the help of a friend, managed to get into the house. He filled in the photos taken in Rome in her room. Vivien thought Steve was doing this for her, but when she took the photo on the lake in a hurry, she called her boyfriend to confirm everything, but he just said nothing. Every time asked, he answered in a roundabout way. Reading Roy's message after a photo, Vivien was extremely emotional. She hurriedly got in the car to find both were very happy to meet again. They immediately fell in love with each other. After convincing Vivien to do the graduation test again, this time everything was different. She could easily complete it excellently. Roy also overcame the past trauma. He drove Vivien on his mother's old car to a faraway place to shoot a low firecracker. And that is also the last details of the film. If you find it interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe.